Hi, and welcome to the Frog Pond School of Design, where we like to talk about things that hopefully appeal to the architect in all of us. Today, I want to talk about design, believe it or not. In fact, we're going to talk about one component, a major component of design, which is composition. Now, when I was in school, we had a class that we all thought was kind of annoying because it was a one credit class and you had to go every week and do all this silly stuff. And one of the first things the guy had us do was make a collage. And we talked about the collages. And then the next week he said, I want you to take your collage, and I don't care what color, but get some spray paint and just spray paint the whole thing one color. Well, we couldn't figure out what that was all about, but we talked about him the next week. And every week he had us do something different with that silly collage. So went on from there, and it took me actually a few years to look back on that class and realize what it was he was trying to accomplish. We were isolating the variables, all the various aspects of a creation that could be balanced against one another. Large, small, bright, dark, colorful, dull, you name it, natural versus synthetic. Anything like this can be balanced against one another, and you could make a composition based on that element of the assembly. So once you start thinking about this, it kind of makes sense, and you think about the importance of composition, which is valid in all visual arts, certainly. I mean, if you've ever had an art class or an art appreciation class, you've seen paintings put up and somebody talks about the movement, the tension, the balance, and all these various aspects. And these are all aspects of the composition. But the interesting thing is that these same principles apply to non-visual arts. And it kind of emphasizes the relationship between architecture and some of these other non-visual arts, specifically music. I mean, Frank Lloyd Wright enjoyed having a piano at his construction sites, so when he came out to see how things were going, he could sit down and relax and play the piano for a little bit. But there are a ton. In fact, I did a post previously about all the celebrities who have at one time or other studied architecture or even have a degree in architecture. So there's obviously a relationship there. If you look at the band Pink Floyd, three of those guys met in architecture school and decided they'd rather do music than architecture, and the rest is history from there. So obviously in music there is composition. I mean, they call a musical creation a composition, and this is particularly obvious in the classics, where they have these long pieces that have their ups and downs, their ins and outs, and soft and hard and loud, and that sort of thing. But take that to almost anything else. I mean, you can look at the rock albums, and you kind of get the same thing. If it's Tommy, the Who, or they even called that a rock opera. The Beatles' White Album, if you listen to it all the way through, it's not just a progression of similar sounding songs. They're all different, and they never put two similar ones back to back. They change as you go through it, which keeps your interest. Theater and cinema do the exact same thing. But even the written works, novels, and that sort of thing, again, they don't progress evenly through the whole thing. They have their ups and downs. They speed up, they slow down, they get tense, they get relaxed, and they balance clear through the entire work. So it's all a matter of composition, and that's what really makes and it's sometimes a very subtle aspect of a creation, but it really makes it work in the long run. So, there you have it. Composition as part of design. And thanks for joining us today at the Frog Pond School of Design. I look forward to seeing you hanging around the pond again real soon.